Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with evening news. The headlines. Nation continues to march strongly on its path of COVID recovery. Centre advises states to form teams to coordinate with vaccine manufacturers and private hospitals for timely supply of vaccine. Government simplifies family pension rules, keeping in mind the pandemic. And Lieutenant General Manoj Pande takes charge as GOC-in Chief of Eastern Command. In the wake of COVID-19, we appeal to our listeners not to lower their guard and stay safe and protected by following these 4 simple steps. Wear a face mask. Maintain 6 feet for social distancing. Focus on hand and face hygiene and get vaccinated. For providing COVID-related information and guidance to the people, national helpline numbers 011 239 78046 and 1075 and state helpline numbers 70055 39653 or 1800 345 0019 are operational. Now the news in detail. The nation continues to march strongly on its path of COVID recovery with gradual decrease in the total number of active cases. For the 19th consecutive day today, the number of patients discharged has outnumbered the number of new cases. In the past 24 hours, over 255,000 COVID patients recovered from the disease. With this, the recovery rate in the country has further improved to stand at 92.09%. The centre has advised states and union territories to constitute 2 to 3 member dedicated team to regularly coordinate with vaccine manufacturers and private hospitals for timely supplies of vaccine. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan yesterday held a review meeting through video conferencing with administrators from states and union territories on the progress of vaccination in states. He said nearly 12 crore doses will be available to states and union territories this month, which will enable them to ramp up the vaccination numbers. States and union territories were also exhorted to proactively increase engagement with private hospitals on COVID vaccinations. The Secretary also asked the states to make focused efforts to drastically reduce wastage of COVID vaccine. Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Jitendra Singh, has said that the family pension rules have been simplified in view of the COVID pandemic. He said a provision was recently made for the provisional family pension to be sanctioned immediately on receipt of claim for family pension and death certificate from the eligible family member without waiting for other formalities or procedural requirements to be completed. Dr. Jitendra Singh said this provision is applicable in case of death happening during the pandemic, either because of COVID or non-COVID cause. On the death of a government servant during service, provisional family pension could be sanctioned to the eligible member of the family only after the family pension case has been forwarded to the Pay and Accounts Office. The National Human Rights Commission (NHRC) has issued advisory on the right to mental health in view of the second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. It said there are reports of increased mental health morbidity, including a rise in domestic violence and substance use during the pandemic. NHRC stated that every patient with any mental health condition should be provided access to affordable mental health care and minimum mental health services run or funded by the state or central government. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on a YouTube channel, AIR News Kohima. Lieutenant General Manoj Pande today took over the reins of Eastern Command as its General Officer Commanding-in-Chief. Prior to this, he was Commander-in-Chief, Andaman and Nicobar Command, the only dry services operational command in India from 1st June 2020 to 31st May 2021. The General was commissioned in the Bombay Sappers in December 1982. In his distinguished service career, he has held several prestigious command and staff assignments in conventional as well as counter-insurgency operations in all types of terrain. Lieutenant General Pradeep Chandran Nair today took over as the 21st Director General of Assam Rifles, popularly known as Sentinels of the Northeast. He has rich experience of Assam Rifles and the Northeast, having earlier been an Inspector General and a company commander in Assam Rifles. General Nair also commanded Assam Rifles battalions as a brigade commander. The general officer was commissioned into the Sikh Regiment in 1985. In his last assignment at the Army headquarters, he was the Director General Recruiting, responsible for recruiting officers and Javans in the Indian Army. Deputy Chief Minister Y. Button, along with the legislators in charge of Wokha district for COVID-19 today, visited all the 4 constituencies of the district. During the visit, Dr. Mutzo Memorial District Hospital, Button met with the Chief Medical Officer and medical staff and handed over PPE kits and a sum of 10 lakh rupees for purchase of X-ray machine for the Lone District Hospital. While interacting with the district task force on assessment of their COVID preparedness, the Deputy Chief Minister was apprised by Deputy Commissioner and Chairman TTF Orentang Lotha on the district COVID-19 status, lockdown effects and the current situation. Concerns were also shared with the wear and tear of the newly constructed road from WTPC to Upper NSTD leading to Wokha village under municipal area. In this, Button assured that a matter will be forwarded to the Urban Development Department. Later, Button visited All Ripim Tourist Village, community health centers of Sanis and Pandari, and distributed PPE kits to the medical staff and provided financial assistance to the health centers, which included Primary Health Center, Vojaro. The Deputy Chief Minister further informed that 25% of the LATP funds will be utilized for the whole district in healthcare sector, such as infrastructural development of community health centers, primary health centers and district hospital. Button was accompanied by advisors Monlamo Kikon, Matang Yantan and MLA Dr. Chimben Mori and others. The Defense Research and Development Organization today issued directions for use of 2DG medicine. It said the drug can be given to COVID-19 patients under the care and prescription of doctors as per DCGI approval. The 2DG is approved for emergency use as adjunct therapy to the standard of care in the treatment of COVID patients in the hospital settings. Caution should be exercised in patients with uncontrolled diabetes, severe cardiac problem, severe hepatic and renal impairment, as the effect of this drug on these patients has not been studied yet. It should not be given to pregnant or lactating women and patients below 18 years. Patients and attendants are advised to request their hospitals to contact Dr. Reddy's Lab, Hyderabad, for medicine supply at email to dg@drreddys.com. Directorate of School Education Nagaland informed that the web portal for online self-nomination by teachers for the National Awards for Teachers has been opened from today. The last date for submission of self-nomination by eligible teachers is 20th of June. The department stated that teachers who have contributed for the improvement of quality education through their commitment and industry and also enriched the lives of their students are encouraged to submit self-nominations before the last date of submission. Further details may be obtained from the web portal at nationalawards.teachers.education.gov.in. And now 20 News, here are the main points again. Nation continues to march strongly on its path of COVID recovery. Centre advises states to form teams to coordinate with vaccine manufacturers and private hospitals for timely supply of vaccine. Government simplifies family pension rules, keeping in mind the pandemic. And Lieutenant General Manoj Pande takes charge as GOC-in Chief of Eastern Command. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.